This is the Besotted Pride of West London podcast coming to you from Frankfurt. Final whistle's just gone. England won. Denmark won. And a lot of disappointed fans here today. A lot of fans not very happy with what's gone on here today. Danish fans over here on the other side as well. Fair play, big turnout for the Danish fans. We were with them last night. If you check out prideofwest.london, you'll check out the Danish fans, what they had to say about this game today. They were a little bit nervous. They were at bravado yesterday, but a little bit nervous. And they said to me off record, if they can get a point today, they'll be very happy. And they got a point today, and there's an argument to say that they could have got even more. England got another early goal. We're looking good when we got that goal, and then just something happened, and we just kind of went into a shell. And it hasn't been great, and a lot of people have been saying that Southgate, he needs to do something. He needs to try and reinvent. He needs to get a little bit more exciting. He needs to do something. So a lot of fans are very, honestly, I'm saying very, very unhappy at the moment now. So I'm trying to talk to the fan here now at the moment now, but he's so just talk to me. So this game here, just talk to me about this game. So.
Well, I think it's just really disappointing. Southgate is not allowing the team to push forward. He's too pessimistic in how he plays football. He needs to press further. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough.
Okay, just talk through today's game. And we've got an early goal. It was looking good, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got an early goal, but it was sort of out of nowhere, really. I don't think we had another shot on goal. We might have, possibly, but not really.
In the post?
Possibly, but, you know, they seemed as though they were quite happy with a draw, which I just don't think is good enough. Against a side like Denmark, we should be putting them to bed, going into the next game against Slovenia and putting them to bed as well. I just don't think he's got what it takes to be an international manager.
Listen, I mean, there must have been a few plus points today's game.
Yeah, I thought the second half did quite well. I thought Stones, every time he got
Gurley
the ball,
from Crystal Palace player.
Really good.
Yeah, he got stuck at right end, didn't he?
I thought he was really good, but I think every time Stones got the ball, he just slowed the ball down. We need to be much, much quicker when we get the ball.
There seems to be a lot of the slowing the game, and then a lot of people talked about this, you know, in the few days since the last game, about slowing the ball, slowing the game down as well. You know, even TTA, Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, slowing the game down. As you know, we get the ball, and it ain't a fast break. No, it's almost like we tried to take the sting out of it, and try to control the game. I don't know if that's a tactic.
I get, you know, we need to get out of the group. I understand that, but surely we need a bit of momentum as well. And at the moment, I don't think those players really know what they're supposed to be doing. Trent is not a centre midfield player. You know, you play him out on the right, fine, get those balls bending in, but he's not a centre midfield player. I think Southgate really needs to look at himself and think, right, this is my last chance of winning something. Let's go for it and get the players moving.
Yeah, and there's again, coming back to it, there's an argument to say, listen, we got a draw today. I spoke to the Danes yesterday and I said, to me, guys, I'm not saying I'm really happy with the draw, but we get a draw, and you know, you still set yourself up for, you know, because you've got to get out of this, you've got to get out of the group. There's years that we never used to get out of the group. Well, actually, no, there's only 1 year we didn't get out of the group, but you know what I'm saying? But I know that feeling. Got ourselves to get up the group. You've got the point against probably the other most dangerous team in this group, and maybe that's the safety factor.
I kind of get that, but it was really genuinely very poor today, and I think Southgate really needs to think about how he's going to make sure that this team sort of re-energises itself and becomes just a lot more positive. We've got some fantastic footballers. Bellingham hardly touched the ball. Foden hardly touched the ball. Kane hardly touched the ball. We're talking about three of the best, apparently, players in the world, and they had no impact on the game at all. It's really quite poor, and I think ultimately it's the management team that should bear the brunt of the criticism. I really do.
Listen, I'm butting in because there's arguments flying around all over the place now. The fans aren't happy, arguing with each other, and this is only the second game, and we're still in there. You're not happy, are you?
I'm not unhappy. I just think that was.
No, you said that you weren't happy. Don't change your tone.
I thought that was an appalling performance, and I thought that built on the last hour of the previous game. So we've had an hour of the previous game, appalling performance. We've had today another 90 minutes of appalling performance. And to be honest, it's not negativity. It's nobody wants to be we're risk averse. That's what we are as a team, and that's not good enough.
Sounds like a Uwe Rosler team to me, actually. They used to call him.
Uwe Rosler was he played forward. He had a plan to get the ball forward. We haven't. We are risk averse, and that's not good enough for the players we got. Bellingham must be pissing himself playing in that team. He must be. He must be so angry playing in that team. And Harry Kane must be so angry playing in that team. Honestly, it's just not good enough. I know we want to get qualified, we want to go through and everything else, but you can get through by being a bit more proactive, not playing like that. That, to me, it's almost a surrender to football, and I don't like it. That's my considered opinion.
There you go. And tell you something, that opinion was a lot more considered than the swearing and all sorts that was going on before I switched on the microphone there as well. Because it was going off. Yeah, I'm telling you, and it's been going off on the terraces. Characters are not happy at all. There was booing. People were talking about Southgate. They were calling him names. Listen, it got a little bit grey, a little bit narky out there. You've got a completely different opinion, haven't you?
I don't know about completely different, but did I enjoy it? Was I happy? No, I wasn't happy. But at the same time, I think we've been watching Gareth Southgate's England for enough years now to know that he's going to try and qualify from the group. He's not worried about going and winning 2-3-0. Was I happy watching the game? No, I wasn't. We got ourselves a goal ahead again. We sat back too much again. But let's be respectful to the Danes. The Danes are no mugs. They played well themselves. They scored. It was a mistake that led to their goal, but it was a fantastic effort that scored the goal. We benefited from a mistake of theirs to score our goal. Sometimes it's football. We're 4 points into the group. 2 games into the group. We've got 4 points. There's a game to go. We should all be going on to the knockout rounds. And to some extent, let's not get too carried away with it. My biggest disappointment, I think, was that I thought today Phil Foden had a really good game. I thought he was far and away our most dangerous-looking player going forward. Saka did well at points in the second half as well. And once we took the two of them off, I don't think we really had anything to offer in the game. I thought Watkins offered something a little bit different when he came on, and that was, worth trying. I'm not sure that the substitutions really did us any favours. And, do I want to make out like I'm happy with what I saw? No, I'm not. But I'm also not going to get carried away with a couple of group games that at the end of the day won't matter for anything.
You're going back to Sao Paulo, aren't you? You're thinking of that horrible day in Sao Paulo when we got knocked out and had only been there for about 3 days or 4 days in Brazil and our holiday was over.
Yeah, we're moaning about being top of the group with 4 points. Is it football I'd want to watch week in, week out? If I had a season ticket for it, I wouldn't be happy. But we're here to win a tournament. We're here to watch a tournament. It's the start of a tournament. And, you've got so many parts of watching tournaments where teams like Spain nail the group.
Teams like Spain.
They batter everyone, and then they don't quite make it to the final. Teams like Italy, Portugal have won tournaments by growing into the tournament, getting better as the tournament goes on, and they win things. We don't win things. Let's see if we can win something. If we don't win something, Gareth Southgate will go, and I think we'll all accept it was time for him to go. If we win something, we'll all be eating our words, so let's see what happens at the end.
Coming back, listen, this is Biker. By the way, this is Biker Man, and I think one thing that you said, again off microphone, that if you knew that England would have, because you've cycled all the way from you cycled all the way from but you cycled all the way from the UK to here, and you cycled to Gelsenkirchen, you cycled all the way down to Frankfurt, and you're going to be cycling to Cologne as well. And you did say, if I knew that England were going to play like that, I wouldn't have cycled.
That was slightly flippant of me.
Oh, was it?
But really what I was getting at
So you're lying?
Yes, absolutely.
Don't lie.
I'm a Tony Blair.
Yeah.
No, but what really I'm getting at is that of course we want to qualify and through the group, but why do we have to qualify in that fashion? What is the advantage to us as a nation, as a football team, playing in that negative fashion? Is there any advantage? So we're not scaring other teams. We're not protecting
maybe we're luring them into a false sense of security.
We're not protecting ourselves from injuries. We're playing football matches and we're playing negatively like that, or not. We're not being proactive in our football. So what is the advantage? What are we gaining by doing that? I don't get it. And everyone can say yes, but all we have to do is try and qualify. But we can qualify by doing it the other way. Why do we have to qualify by being shit? I don't get it. Tell me something positive about being shit and qualifying.
So happy with that, are you?
In the grand scheme of things, a point's not a bad result.
Oh, there we go.
But the performance leaves a bit to be desired, doesn't it?
So, I mean, I said that again. I said that again earlier. Get a point to the Danes last night. Put it on the podcast yesterday. I said get the point. You know, that's kind of all we need, really. But there are a few questions being asked, aren't there?
It's still in our hands, but we just look like we've not got an idea, don't we, Billy? You know?
And that's the bigger picture. Now, is it one of those things where we wait till after the knockout phases, or can you see there are problems? Because today I thought there were some quite angry people there today. And it's only this. And people, and tell you something, been to loads and loads of tournaments. We come out here and people are sitting on the steps. People are sitting in the stands, just looking at them. And it was like, you know, it's like when you get knocked out. It really was like really weird. Like they were sitting there thinking, what's going to go on? Oh, we're not going to get out of here.
Deflated, but it's not deserved, is it? Like especially the boos. You know what? We're second game in. We've not lost a game yet. We've conceded 1 goal. We've scored in both games. It's still in our hands, and there's just no need to be deflated by it. Like I appreciate the boos. I appreciate that it leaves a lot to be desired by, but it's in our hands, and that's all you've got to remember at this stage. It is all you've got to remember.
And interesting, the Danes sort of celebrated like they'd won the cup itself, actually, didn't they?
Well, you saw it at the end of the game, like all of them still in the ground, and we were quick to empty. You know, I think the whole train station was full of England fans by the end of the game, and all of the Danish are still there celebrating, clapping the fans off. But that puts it into concept, doesn't it? Like the Danes, that's their cup final. So for them, it's a great result. Gives them a chance. For us, we've still got it all to do. Well, got it all to do. We set ourselves off in the perfect way. Still got a bit more to do.
So talk to me about that. So listen, I mean,
Bill.
a little bit of disappointment from some people there. Are you philosophical? Are you disappointed, or are you a mishmash of the two?
Bit of both. I think not the worst result, but the performance lacked a little bit to be desired. Because obviously we scored early again, and you think we're going to kick on. But you know, to be fair, they scored from 35, 40 yards. It's an unbelievable strike. I don't think it was the worst pass from Kane, by the way, for their goal. And then I actually think both teams probably thought a point's fine for both of us here. And then I think we just go to Cologne next week, don't we? 4 points after 2. It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world at all. Yeah, it's not the end of the world. Listen, we've got that as well. Just quickly, I'm going to interrupt this because I'm just ready to just talk to you about this game. Are you disappointed? Are you okay with it?
That's worse. I've seen England playing a long time.
Yeah. I mean, but does that make you nervous for the rest of the tournament? You think we're just trying to get out of the group?
I just think he needs to be a bit braver. Do you know what I mean? Make some decisions. Huh?
A little bit disappointed, but if we're going to have a couple of bad games, get them out of the way now. I'm not a Southgate in man or Southgate out, but trust the process. If you're going to have a couple of bad games, get them out of the way now, and then hopefully kick them. But we ain't playing well, are we? We're not.
No, we're not. Okay, so if you were going to change something, what would you change?
I don't know. Trent. I love Trent. I'm not a Liverpool fan. I love Trent. I think he's a great player, but he can't play centre midfield. Harry Kane, is he injured? I don't know. Can he fucking run? I don't know. Can he run about?
About yourself?
I'd take Trent out the side. I'd put Gallagher in, and I'd also, and I'm an Arsenal fan, but I do think Saka today didn't beat his man. I think Bowen might be an option, and also I think if Kane's not fit, just don't play him. Simple.
Who would you play instead? Tony or Watkins?
I'd probably go Watkins, to be fair. Yeah, because he does run in behind. Yeah, and also like Foden's been made a scapegoat. But actually, I thought he was probably our most positive player today. Him and Gabe, the centre half, I think played really well. I just think, other than that, just be a bit braver. Don't worry because they're a big name. Change it up.
And just today, I mean, it's a bit weird because after the game, you see people sort of sitting on the steps, like sitting in the stands. It was almost like we'd been knocked out of the tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Felt like it.
This is England, isn't it? This is, Gareth measured by. We need to win. We need to win well. And if you're not, I'll take the 4 points. Beat Slovenia, get round to 16, and then we go. Yeah, hopefully we kick on and performances get better.
There's one player that's not had a chance yet. It's Gordon.
Yeah,
Gordon down the left. Someone a little bit more direct, round the outside. You know, the look that Saka gets down the right. Why can't we reciprocate that down the left?
Hold on a second. So hold on a second.
It's never coming home. It's never coming home.
So we got Danish fan here singing. You're singing, bring you coming home. Listen, fair play to you. You got a point here today, which keeps you in the game as well. At the end of the day,
So you keep us in the game.
Listen. It's a tournament. It goes over a long time. They're going off. The Danes are very happy with the result that they've got today. Yeah, hey, Davo's in the house here. We've got Davo in the house. We're talking to, listen, I'm trying to get a bit of positivity here going on, but also realism going on. You tell me.
I can give you a little bit. Look, every single tournament we have a game like this, yeah, and everyone's going to be going crazy at home. A few of the fans are booing. Yes, it was a little bit unimaginative. I thought the players looked tired, and hopefully we've got that game out of our system, because the bottom line is if we go and win our last group game now, we top the group and we move on. And I'd rather have this game now than against a top side in the latter rounds of the competition. Yes, I understand all of everyone's concerns about Gareth Southgate. Look at the attacking players we've got in that squad. They didn't show it today, but I'm glad we've got it out of our system, and hopefully we move on and go back to doing what we do, which is scraping 1-0 wins, keeping clean sheets and getting late in the tournament.
And do you, I mean, again, do you, listen, you know, we've gone out there today and, you know, we hit the post. You know, there's a few positive signs out there as well.
First half hour, again, similar to the last game, there were plenty of good signs and we could have been more than 1-0 up. And everyone was happy with how we were playing. We just didn't get more of a cushion. And then they score a wonder goal. Like, that player there is never going to score another goal like that in his life. It's unfortunately happened against us today. And it's completely changed the tenor of the game, the feel. And it looked like our players just... They lost their energy. There wasn't anything in their legs second half, and Southgate tried to change it. And I'm not here to defend Southgate, but he does get us late in competitions, and you're not going to be judged on what you do today. You're going to be judged on what you do in the knockouts.
So, Davo, we go to Berlin.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, here you go. You know what I'm saying?
We've got a chance. We've still got a chance. Like, let's not overreact. We'll always have a game like this. It could be that we end up knocking out a great side in a penalty shootout and we're all laughing, going to Berlin, having a great time. Or we could get knocked out in the quarter-final. Who knows? It's knockout football. You can't predict it. We're going to have a good time. You'll be here. I'll be here. And maybe after this competition, Southgate won't be, and then people can move on and hopefully see some more attacking football. And you'd love to see the likes of Foden and Jude and Saka and some of the players on the bench show us what they show us throughout the season. It wasn't there today. Let's hope we see more in the next one. Billy, good to see you.
Fans up here, like I said to you, interesting, like I said, after the game, because they serve the alcohol here and the decent alcohol as well, people are just hanging out here. We're on the edge of a forest as well. We've got a stadium right in the middle of, just picture us, like I said to you, we're not doing video podcast, this is audio podcast, so we have to make you see what is going on. And like I said to you, we are in the middle of a forest. I came to my first game against England actually was in Frankfurt in 1988 as well, and I think I came to this same forest, but it wasn't this stadium because it was like it didn't look like this, like, you know, it was like a small bowl stadium. And I remember walking through the forest and there was tanks and all sorts of stuff. It was quite intimidating, as to be said, and we also very rubbish because we didn't win a game that World Cup. But this is very different because people are moaning because we haven't lost the game, so it's absolutely it's twisted on its head. Are you as unhappy as everybody in that stadium?
No, I wouldn't say unhappy. I think the way that the game played out, I was accepting the draw early. I don't think we played well enough. We didn't have a forward pass in us. I don't think that we set up the right way to have an attacking game.
So does he need to change players?
I'm not saying that. I would. There's some people have said Tony would have been different, but that's a bias towards Brentford, I think. We did not have wings and balls coming in early enough, I don't think. We were snuffed out. Denmark had the plan, and they did it really well, I think, for me. It was disappointing. I don't think our goal, Kane's goal, was fair, as in it was a goal that there was a mistake in them rather than our goal. So we
taken goal though.
Don't disagree, but it was someone had four opportunities to pass it to someone, and it pinged off someone to Kane's feet. So yeah. We didn't play great football. Neither of those teams will win the European Championships on the back of that, and we said that as well. And I agree. We are good. We play great football, but we are not tippy-tappy football with great possession. I don't see triangles. I don't see everyone looking out for the next pass. I'm struggling with the way that we played a little bit. So that's fine. Okay, mate.
You cannot have a forward line like that and play with the handbrake on.
And a lot of people have said that. So take the handbrake off, throw in a couple of extra players, go Kevin Keegan style, and we'll win the Euros. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. That's it. Simple. Yeah. Gareth Southgate. We're all Southgates out here.
So we've got Italy and Spain to watch next, and let's see how they play and see if we can match that. That's important because we're not up to that scratch, I don't think.
I'll talk to you. So listen, you're very happy today, aren't you?
I'm happy. Yeah.
Tell me why. Tell me why. We've got the Danes in the house.
We got we got a draw today. That was quite fine for us. I think. Yeah.
I'm going to ask a question. Like last night, I was drinking in your area with you lot last night, okay? And, you know, a lot of the Danes were sort of, you're singing the songs, you know, Champions of Europe, we never sing that, and it's not coming home. But it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and then, you know, off the camera, a lot of your colleagues just said to me, we'd love to get a point tomorrow, but we're very nervous. What were you thinking before the game?
Well, I think we played, I think we were the best team today. Yeah. And, a draw was quite nice.
Were you expecting a draw before the game?
No, not really. But a draw was a bonus for us, I think. Yeah, so we made a little win today, I think.
And listen, you got 2 points at the moment now. 2 points, and you've got another game coming on, in a few days' time as well. Do you think that sets you up for qualifying, or do you still think there's a lot of work to do?
I think we have. Today we had a very nice match. Where I saw the game, we made quite a good effort, and I think if we keep playing like this, we will exceed to the next round. I think. Yeah.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I'll catch up with you later in the tournament. All right then.
See ya.
So listen, we got back to the station. To be fair, it's actually quite lively out here. Danish fans, of course, they're happy. You know what I'm saying? England fans, a little bit disappointed, a little bit frustrated. You know what I'm saying? But a little bit of pensive time. Taking a lot of time to get out from the Frankfurt stadium back to here to think about things about that game. And I've bumped into a few more fans just outside the station here, and you're all looking a bit glum.
I'm a little bit glum, but the thing is, the reason why I'm glum is that I see potential. I think down that left-hand side, if Luke Shaw was playing, there'd be big positives out of that, you know. Powering down that left-hand side, like cutting into Jude Bellingham, I feel like there's positives to be taken out of it if the injuries were included. But that's football.
I mean, look, listen. I mean, your face is like thunder.
Yeah, I mean, Denmark just dominated the midfield, didn't they? They had more shots than us. They had more of the ball than us. I mean, we've obviously got far better players than Denmark have got. You know,
So what was it then?
I don't know. I mean, it has to be the way we're set up, the mindset. I don't know. I mean, we've clearly got far better players. We've got Saka, we've got Rice. I mean, Rice was a bit shit. I'm an Arsenal fan, but he wasn't very good today. Bellingham had an off day. I don't know. I mean, it has to come down to the way we're set up. But we're obviously better than Denmark, the individual players. But you know, it hasn't. They outplayed us in the middle of the park. Like possession, midfield, they were better than us.
So I think what my main worry is on the Southgate, we've had very good group games in major tournaments, and we've had like markers. You look at Panama in 2018. You look at
going through the tournaments. Yeah, I mean, we've learned how to get out of the group.
We've been we played with fluency in the groups normally, and there've been like a couple. There've been like Scotland, Euro 2020. There've been USA. World Cup 2022, but we've had a fluency through the group games. We had a confidence about the way England are going. I think my big worry now is it the end of an era? This feels very Ericsson. Like lots of good players who don't really click. You're shoehorning players and positions they don't normally play in.
But it's interesting. I'm just going to pick you up on that. You say end of an era. But we just brought a whole new load of players in. I mean, to me, it sounds like the start of an era.
Talk about Southgate era. This could be the start of a new era.
Controversial.
With a good manager. I don't know. Look. Southgate may well still win this tournament. He may well still win this tournament. And if he does, I will get down my knees and apologise to him. But I just don't know. I look at the way we play, and I think we regressed since 2022. The 2022 World Cup, I thought we looked really sharp the whole way through. I think the whole team had a balance about it. I look at it now, it looks disjointed. I'm not sure. I think we've regressed a bit, and we've got better players, but the team as a whole, I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure. I feel like we regressed a little bit.
look, I'm not even an England fan, I'm a Sweden fan, but call me a simpleton, but like, you cannot get to the latter stages of the tournament without having people like Foden, Kane, Bellingham. Like, these are some of like the most like world beater players ever. And I get that England drew to Denmark today, and I get that there's a little bit of negative energy in the air, but like, you guys like will do well, and you guys will go far. You know, you guys have got such good players, so good luck to you guys.
So the evenings end in Frankfurt. England fans, just like I said to you, just sitting down, watching the Italy game, the Italy-Spain game, and just being a bit pensive. Hasn't been the best in the world, but I think looking back on it, listen, the fact that we're still top of the group, we've got 4 points, we're in a good position, we have to look at that. But yes, there are changes that need to be made massively, and you need to let the handbrake off and let the players do what they have to do, because back in the day when we used to have players who were creative players and they used to go out there and do what they're doing, it was a different story altogether. And we need to let our players do that, because we've got some great players out there and we're not seeing them play. And for me, that's the most frustrating thing, because I've got greatest confidence that England can pull something off. Yes, we've got weaknesses, but if we get the players that are able to play, do their thing, then that will win. But when we don't even see them players playing, and that's the big problem. Listen, Besotted Pride of West London podcast. This is Billy, the big Grant here. Thanks for listening to us. We'll be back again before the next podcast. We'll be back again before the next podcast. Well, on the next match, where we're going to be playing Slovenia. Is it Slovakia? Slovenia. It's the big S word. We're playing them in a few days' time as well. But we might drop a little podcast between now and then. We'll check you out very soon. But thanks very much for listening, and we'll catch up soon.